This is the regular meeting of the Compliance and Amendments Committee of the Sunshine Ordinance Task Force. Today is April 16th. This meeting's called to order at 4:13. Ms. Osprey, would you call the roll, please?
Member Nee?
Here.
Nee present. Member Grant? Grant present. And Chair Washburn.
Present.
You have a quorum.
Ms. Osprey, would you read the next item on the agenda?
Item number 2, adoption November 20th, 2012 regular meeting minutes.
Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
So move.
Second.
I reviewed them and see that the changes that we had discussed have been made. Member Nee, did you see any additional problems with the minutes?
Well, some disagreements on syntax persist, but, I guess that's something we're just going to have to live with.
Member Grant, you have nothing?
No, I didn't have any. I reviewed them, and I wasn't here for the content. For this,
Okay, all right. So is there any public comment on the motion? Seeing none. Ms. Osprey, would you call the roll, please?
Member Nee?
Aye.
Nee, aye. Member Grant?
Aye.
Grant, aye. Chair Washburn?
Aye.
3 ayes.
Ms. Osprey, would you call the next item on the agenda?
Item number 3, adoption March 19th, 2013 regular meeting minutes.
Members, do you have a motion?
Move to adopt.
Second.
I reviewed these, and the one consistent problem I found, and I didn't send it to you, but it's something you could easily change, Ms. Osprey, is that in the wording for the motions, just to help readability, I would put commas after, for example, the first one, Member Nee, seconded by Member Washburn, should be a comma. Actually, it should be Chair Washburn.
Right.
So, yeah, I should be corrected to show chair, and then commas after that clause throughout for the motions will help readability. Is there any public comment? Seeing none. Any additional changes?
I don't have any.
Member Nee?
No.
Member Nee? Okay. Ms. Osprey, would you call the roll, please?
Member Nee?
Aye.
Nee, aye. Member Grant?
Aye.
Grant, aye. Chair Washburn?
Aye.
3 ayes.
Ms. Osprey, would you call the next item on the agenda?
Item number 4, file number 12011, hearing on a status of order of determination of Lars Nyman against Frank Lee, Department of Public Works, for not providing requested documents regarding the Montgomery Alta Street tree project.
All right. I see the respondent here. I don't see the complainant. I did, however, see emails regarding attendance at this meeting. Have there been any additional emails since the flurry last week?
There have been no additional emails, but the final email from myself and also Attorney Treat was that it was up to him whether or not he wanted to attend. He had enough information provided, so that's where it left off, and I haven't heard from the complainant since.
Okay. Members, we've continued this the last time, I believe.
Did we continue it specifically to this meeting or to the call of the chair?
I believe it was the call of the chair. We have the minutes here.
I mean, one of the problems, we can continue the call of the chair ad infinitum, but one of the problems there is then we keep rescheduling, and people, the respondent keeps having to show up and having nothing happen, and that doesn't do any good for him, for his job, for his ability to serve the people of the city.
Exactly.
And my own inclination on this is to just report back to the full task force that the matter is concluded, and that if the complainant still is not satisfied, I would say at this point, it would be his responsibility to refile or introduce new evidence that would merit its being brought back before us. Those are my thoughts.
So you wouldn't at this time, since Mr. Lee is here, hear from him?
No, I wouldn't say that's even necessary.
Okay.
I would say that on items 4 and 5, there would be no motion. The matter is considered. Both of these matters are considered concluded, and we report that that's what we report back to the full task force in our committee report.
Okay. So there's no continuation. We won't see this again on the agenda unless the complainant refiles.
Yes,
Exactly.
I would say as a courtesy, we should invite comment from the respondent since he's here.
Okay. All right. Mr. Lee, would you care to update us on
I would
this
like
matter?
to respond to that. Mr. Lee, I like to state again that I believe we satisfy the requester's requirement and your suggestion to us, or to me. If you remember the last time, or well, one of those times we were here, and I did inform the task force that we gave Mr. Nyman all the emails and the documents that we had in a PDF format, and they were on this disk, and I presented that disk to the task force, and here it is again. And then at that time, the task force said, well, Mr. Lee, you should give the original emails to Mr. Nyman. And at that time, I mentioned I wouldn't know how to download those hundreds of emails or give it to them. So what I did was I said, I'll go back and ask our IT staff to download them onto a disk, which I did. They're here. And I can give this to the task force too. And I asked, and I know the secretary have seen my email to Mr. Nyman. I've told him that the disks are ready for him. We need his mailing address. If he gives it to us, we'll mail it to him without any cost to him, or he can come by the city hall and pick it up. He hasn't given us his address, and he hasn't come by to pick it up. So what I can do, if you really want, I can leave these with you, and if he contacts you, perhaps you could give it to him, because it doesn't look like he wants to communicate with us.
Got it.
Okay, thank you. I think that makes sense to
Okay.
leave them with us. Thank you.
Does that work for you?
there's
Madam Clerk? Fine.
Okay. Anything, Member Grant?
No,
Okay.
just thank you for doing that. I do remember that case. So you, Mr. Lee, said thank you for bringing this and kind of updating us on that, because I had forgotten, and I do remember now the whole case. So for putting those on the disk, I agree with Member Nee completely about this, that unless Mr. Nyman, not unless, he would have to refile something, because I do believe that they have tried to fulfill our, what the original task force asked of them, and he is here today, and this is the second time we've continued.
Right.
Yeah.
So this matter is now concluded, and we'll report back to the task force that that's the status.
And these are both items 4 and 5.
4 and 5, right?
Does deal with 4 and 5. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Madam Clerk, I'm sorry, Madam Chair,
Member Nee?
you should, for the record, we should note that the public section of the room is empty, so there would be no public comment on this matter.
Okay. And so, Ms. Osprey, would you read the next item on the agenda?
Item number 6, public comment.
Well, we just said there's no public here to comment, so this item is concluded. Would you read the next item on the agenda, please?
Item number 7, administrator's report. In front of you have one-page document. Just informing you there's one pending case in the pipeline, 12049, Ray Hartz versus John St. Croix, Director, Ethics Commission, which was recommended by a task force on April 3rd, 2012.
Okay. So may hear that next time. Okay. Ms. Osprey, would you read the next item on the agenda?
Item number 8, announcements, comments, question, future agenda items.
Member Nee?
Yeah, just a couple of things here. There are a couple of bills in Sacramento that I think are worth a look, and as a matter of fact, I have requested that they be on the agenda at the next task force meeting. One is Senate Bill 52, co-authored by Senators Leno and Hill, and it would require that political organizations list their top financial contributors on their websites and in their advertisements. The other is similar but not identical. It's Assembly Bill 400, authored by Assemblyman Paul Fawn, and that would require that petition circulators for state and local ballot measures, initiatives, referenda, and recalls, that they have on their petitions lists of their top political fund sources, so that people asked to sign the petitions can see right there who's behind it. I think both of those are good bills, and the reason I say that is both bills would increase transparency and accountability in the political process, which to my way of thinking is part and parcel of transparency and accountability in government. So that's why I will urge that we as a task force endorse these measures, and also that we pass a resolution urging that the Board of Supervisors and the mayor support these measures.
This seems like, what is the number for the Assembly bill again?
The Assembly bill is 400.
400.
And the Senate bill is 52.
Okay. So I'm on the mailing list, or the listserv for Clean Money. So this is their...
Senate Bill 52 is.
Right.
AB 400, for whatever reason, I see no apparent involvement with them of that organization, but maybe some of their individual members are. I don't know.
Right. I was also thinking this might, should our task force vote to endorse these, we should issue a press release, I think, and get out there for doing this. I think that's important. But also I like the idea of urging the Board of Supervisors and the mayor to also support these.
Support it.
Yeah, this is the type of thing we can be doing once we're out from under.
All these cases, that's exactly what I wanted, which is definitely we're very much more effective, I think, once we get past the day-to-day cases.
Right.
Get them under control, that's what it is. Get them under control. I guess I could have saved my thing about asking about more members for this portion. I forgot. So, oh well.
Not a
Take it on the
problem.
record. Okay.
Anything else? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second?
That was a very quick
Oh, my
meeting.
goodness. Fastest ever?
Repose.
Say it again. Say it again.
Repose.